All right, guys. How you guys doing? How's everybody? We got a snow day here, another one. And so we got 3 boys home today. Amazing. Anybody else got a snow day? Hands up. Oh, yeah, we got a few. We got a few. I see you, Jesse. Awesome. So, awesome, guys. My name is Nate Justice, and I'm an independent promoter with the amazing company Pruvit. And it is so great to see your guys' faces on here. You guys are all looking amazing. Love it. Love seeing all these beautiful, smiling people. Hang on a second. I'm going to hit mute here. Someone's mute. There we go. Perfect. Awesome, guys. So, first of all, quick question. Who's coming to Epic? Who's coming to Epic? Let's see those hands up in the air. Who's excited about Epic? I'm pumped, man. I'm looking. Is anybody watching Pruvit HQ social media right now? Like all the stuff that's going on there. Like, are you or are you not excited for that stuff, right? Like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know. The anticipation for me is like Christmas, right? It's like, I don't know. Whose first time going to Epic is it, or first event is it? That is, oh gosh, you guys, I'm excited for you because that is absolutely amazing. That is exciting right there. Like, I love seeing people's reactions and their takeaways after going for the first time. Like, man, that's awesome. So super excited for you guys. So just a reminder, guys, to make sure that your tickets are registered, okay? We're running out of time for that. And if you know how we do things, we go over the top when it comes to events. And so in order to make that happen and make that a reality, we need everybody, we need to count everybody, right? So because the staff and all the support people, all that stuff, they need to know who's going to show up so we know how to give them the best experience possible, okay? So we got to make sure that you're registered, and if you got team members and stuff like that, you can actually check in your back office and see who's registered or not, and maybe just give some polite little nudges there to register those tickets, guys, okay? And the other thing is, too, if you are on this call right now and you're on the fence about going, and you're one of these people that you're like, you know what, I don't know, there's some things that my schedule may have cleared, I may be able to make this a possibility, I would suggest taking that step today, maybe talking to one of your coaches or something like that and having a conversation about this and pulling the trigger. And there's some people, and we got some amazing stories of people that have decided last minute to come, and it has impacted their lives and their businesses exponentially because they made that last minute decision to come. So we're running out of time for this because, like I said, we need to know as soon as possible the actual number count. But if there's at all a possibility, if the door has slightly opened for you, I suggest that you talk to your coach about it. And I would suggest you come just because I know what's in store for you and I know that it's worth the investment. And so if you can make it, that would be awesome. So what I want to do today is recognize, we do recognition every single day. And I love that about these calls. I love that about, coming here, we recognize. But I want you guys to recognize someone very special today, okay? And it's the person that you look at in the mirror every single day. Has anybody ever done the I am statements? Who's done the I am statements here? Right. And so the first time you did an I am statement, is it true or false? It felt a little uncomfortable, a little weird. In the chat, let me know. Isn't it strange how we can compliment and recognize other people so easily, but it's a little weird when we do it to ourselves, right? And so today I would like you guys to recognize yourself. What is a quality about you that's just freaking amazing? That you can look in the mirror every single day and you can tell yourself, what is great about Camille? What is great about Donna? What is great about Rachel? Let's see in the chat right now. I always show up. I'm a hardworking and enthusiastic, determined, sexy. I'm authentic and inspire others. I'm the only one. My sense of humor is on point. I have great insight. I have a great butt. I show up strong. I can sing. I'm on fire. I'm committed. I'm funny. I prove it every day. I'm a fighter. I'm determined, always moving toward better. I show up. I don't quit. I inspire others, caring. I have joy. I'm a beast. Happy. I inspire. I don't give up. I'm personable. I don't give up. I'm determined. I'm a legend. Okay, guys. Does it not feel good to say that about yourself? So I would encourage you guys to do that every single day. I mean, look at yourself in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. Don't be all down like Eeyore. Look yourself in the eyes and tell yourself how amazing you are and how much of an impact you're going to make on this world. Because trust me, like other people can see it about you. So it's time that you started getting with the program and started recognizing the great things about you too. And that's what we're about, guys. We're about getting better as a community together. And so we did a last minute pivot. We discussed some things and we had something planned and we threw it out the window literally like 30 minutes before the call. And that's just how it rolls, guys. Honestly, you just got to be able to roll with the program because there's something exciting coming up that we felt that needed to be on the forefront of everybody's, thought process, everybody's tongues, everybody's social media. We should be shifting all our resources, all our emotional, mental resources into this. And then we're going to go into Epic. So we want to talk about the reboot today. Who loves our reboot? Who loves our reboot? Okay, let's see some hands. Who's doing the reboot? See some hands. See all those beautiful hands up. Okay, awesome. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover, a couple little points about it, and then I'm going to pass the ball to some amazing people who are just going to give you guys some real actionable tips and some strategy behind it about how to really maximize this reboot experience for your business and really use it as a tool to take you to the next level. So I want to talk about, it as a business tool, guys. And so you may look at it and you really can't overlook this, right? People out there, when it comes to trying to market or whatever you want to call it, you really want to minimize resistance. Right? It's about minimizing resistance with people. And who's ever reached out to someone before and said, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And they're like, I don't want to do the keto diet or I don't want to do the keto lifestyle. Who's ever heard that before? Well, what we have here is a way to kind of bypass that, right? Because for better or for worse, people out there are looking for quick results. They're looking for easy things. And a 60-hour reboot, a 60-hour, whatever you want to call it, keto cleanse is an amazing way for someone to get into our community, into the keto lifestyle without, the resistance of maybe the keto diet or preconceived ideas of what, taking ketones are or coming in just with the products, right? So it gives somebody and it's a lower cost entry point for someone to come into our community. And guess what happens? We invite them into the Keto Reboot page. We invite them into our community. They start feeling amazing because they're getting a full ketone experience. They're getting themselves running on a better fuel source. They're getting very powerful results in a very little amount of time. And this is probably the most powerful thing is we're bringing them into our community via the Keto Reboot Facebook page. So we're giving them a double whammy when we get people on this reboot. And so I want to pass this off to Katie because she's going to give you some amazing strategy about it. But, I would say that you guys really need to go back and figure out what your reboot experiences have been, right? What are they? And get emotionally connected with them because I think sometimes we get too fixated on numbers and sizes and this and that. But what's more powerful than that is the feelings associated with those things. Okay? So you got to really get emotionally connected with your experience. That's more powerful than just sharing numbers, especially as guys. It's how much do you bench press or how much do you but the feelings are the most powerful thing. You want to do this in a way that people are I don't care what it is you're drinking. I don't care what it is you're doing for 60 hours. If it makes you feel like that, sign me up, baby. That's what you want. So I want to pass this to Katie. She's got some awesome stuff for you. And Katie, where are you, girl? I don't know.
I was able to unmute.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. All right, guys. How we doing? Real quick. I see so many heads down. Are you guys, you here? You somewhere else? Are you okay? You're here. Cool. Just want to double check. All right. So here I've got a question for you. And I know that we talked about this about 2 weeks ago. You know how Pruvit just randomly drops sales sometimes? They're amazing. They're awesome. But when you find yourself waking up to that Pulse app, if you've got a sale, how many people, admit the truth here, because I'm going to tell you, I've been this person. How many people have seen that and you're like, I don't actually know who to go talk to right now. I'm not even sure what to do with this. Okay. Understand that, like we talked about last week, how the intention and the action that we're taking before something happens, how much bigger that ends up paying off versus the other way around. The reboot, yes, Nate is correct. The reboot was literally brought to us as a business building tool, guys. Yes, it makes us all look amazing, makes us all feel amazing, but it's literally to bring new people to our conversation. But think about this for a minute. People that are watching your reboot experience now, people that you've ever had a conversation with about the reboot, have raised their hand as, I'm kind of interested in what you got going on over here, which blanket statement is keto life, all right? We're the keto life people. So if you think about the fact that if we're sharing the reboot and anyone raises their hand during that experience, they are now able to get on your list as possible 5 or 10 day trial packs, experience packs. They're able to get on your list as when we have a sale, you now literally have an open door reason to reach out to someone and let them know, hey, you know what? I know this is kind of off from what we were talking about, but we have this sale today, and I know that you were kind of curious about the reboot. Listen, like, I'm just telling you that the awareness, when you can start thinking about how bigger picture here, the reboot is literally the open door to just about any conversation that you want to have with anything that Pruvit offers. If you understand that going into this, then you'll understand the reboot is awesome, but it's so much bigger than just the reboot. So I want to let you know that, because your intent going into our reboot that's coming, which I'm going to ask a question in a minute here too. Your intent going into this with having a plan ahead of time is going to make it so much easier. So much easier for when that reboot does hit the website again, for when we do have another promotion, for when you do have 5 and 10 days that are sitting on your shelf and you're like these are open door people that you can talk to. So here is another question. Raise your hand if you are doing the reboot on the 10th. You have your kits, either they're showing up or you ordered them. Okay, if you have not, just because you didn't order them, I want to give you something here. You can still participate in what we're doing. It's like, I love this. I love just trying to figure out the workarounds to things. So like, if you do not have a reboot kit, but you would like to participate in the activity that we're going to share with you today that will build your business going into next month as well, would you like to participate in what we're going to share today? Raise your hand. Cool? Good deal. Okay. So if you don't have a kit and you are doing it, a very, very easy way to do this, it's almost like storytelling. If you think about you're going to plant the bug right now, if you don't have the kit, but you're like, a bunch of my friends are going to be doing this ketone-assisted keto cleanse. They got their kits in the mail. I didn't order it. I missed the boat. So annoying because I really want to, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a ketone-assisted extended cleanse anyway, extended fast anyway. You literally can recreate the reboot with 3 ketones a day, a whole bunch of water. You're not going to die. Drink some sea salt. It's all good. Okay. But what you can do in your experience, if you do not have the reboot kit, you can still play along, participate with everyone else that's doing the reboot, and note on social media, as well as in your own experience, what it was like. So then you're able to now lead into the next time the reboot becomes available. I'm so excited. I'm going to get my kit now. I did it 3 weeks ago. I didn't have the reboot kit. I'm so excited to compare how I feel this time. Like, just always kind of have that one step ahead thinking. So in the event that you don't have your reboot kit, you are not off the hook. You are still going to play along with us, with the exception of someone telling you, no, you absolutely should not be doing the reboot. You should be doing the reboot, guys. It has a ton of benefits, as well as body-wise, as well as business-wise. So have the awareness that you can also play along here. It's super fun, and it makes sense when you're sharing this on social media too. So let me see here. I literally like brain dumped on a piece of paper. Okay, so different ways that you can start drumming up curiosity about the reboot right now. Kelsey's going to go into some, and I'll even go into some right now. Okay, I was literally just about to do it, but I didn't do it because I had to get ready for this instead. But so it is the 8th right now. The 10th is when we're going to officially kick off. If all of a sudden on the 10th I just start talking about this out of nowhere, I personally think if I'm following people, that looks predetermined salesy. Okay, so instead, we've got reboots that are arriving at our house right now. So if you want to start talking about different reasons, you may feel a little sluggish. You may have had a week where you guys were on the go, eating out, really, grabbing things on the go, and you're ready to kind of like get control again. You can start talking about experiences, how in the past, maybe you've had a seesaw experience, like relationship with food, and you've been hearing a lot about this reboot and you're excited to jump in just so you can start really kind of building more awareness about the reboot. Or about eating. I love that Nate said, find your emotional reason for doing the reboot, because I have done the reboot 9 times. I think I've completed it 3 times. And the 3 times I completed it, I'm not even joking, it was the past 3 times. It was when I finally got plugged into why I genuinely wanted to do it and why I needed to do it. So those are ways that I share it now. And that's what speaks to people. And Kelsey's going to talk a little bit more about this, about the reboot in general and how we can share it in a manner that speaks to the most amount of people. But you're going to want to, I won't know this story for you. Okay, this is something that you're going to want to make sure that you sit down, take a couple minutes and think out why the reboot is important to you and why you want to do it. But ultimately, I personally love the fact that I get control back. I can just let food control my day if I really want it to. The reboot says, no, not for 60 hours, you don't. And I fight it and I come up against it. And then I get to hear Mitch in the reboot group talking about how you experience the reboot is how you experience everything. And I'm like, oh my God, he's right. Get that deep into it, because you're going to be excited to do it. And that's where some of the best shit that you'll talk about on social media will start to come from. I'm telling you right now, that's when people are like, okay, I get it. I'll tell you what, before and afters, they will stop a scroll really quick, but they mean nothing to people, nothing. So when we just spam people with before and after pictures, all you do is get a quick 5-minute thrill out of someone, and then they go on with their day. But when you tie into why you're doing it and people can relate to that, that's what they're going to want to hear. So where I can't tell you exactly what that is, that's part of your assignment, is you got to get down to it, figure out why you're going to do the 60-hour keto assisted fast or the actual 60-hour keto reboot, and start talking about that now. So it's Friday, right? You've got the weekend. So where I wouldn't say go on social media now and for the next 18 posts or shares that you do only talk about the reboot, I definitely wouldn't. But I would start mentioning it. If you're making dinner tonight, what are you making? Share that. Be like, I'm so excited. This is one of our favorite meals. And I know that we won't be eating it next week because we're going to be starting up the 60-hour reboot on Sunday night. So I'm going to do that right now. Just start getting it in there. So when it starts up Sunday night, you're it makes complete sense that you're starting to share it. And by that point, people that have been following you for 2 days, they're kind of into this story already, because you're ultimately storytelling your experience. Let me see if I had another thing that you can do. And I know Kelsey's about to give you some good things, but I was just kind of thinking of a couple things. How many of us are excited about doing the reboot, and we're excited, we're kind of on our own islands excited. Message each other, amped up about the fact that you just got your reboot. Take screenshots of these conversations. You guys are excited. Start sharing them on your stories feature. Get people be like, what are they talking about? I don't know what that is. It's cool. You don't have to go tell them what it is. You don't have to give it all away right away. They're going to start seeing that when you start sharing your experience Sunday night into Wednesday morning. But up until then, you can definitely create some buzz around it. Let me see. I think that was where, I think at this point, I'd love to pass it over to Kelsey, because she's social media genius in how she shares, and she kills how to share the reboot every single month with people. And she sells a ton of reboots every single month. And it's the work that she's doing before the reboot even starts that leads up to the repeat every month when more people are coming to her. Can you unmute? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can you hear me? Awesome. So the funny thing about the reboot, and I have to be like super transparent with you guys because I love so much everything that Katie was talking about. A lot of those things are things that I do and I think are so valuable. I've actually never done the reboot, which is really funny because I do sell a lot of reboots, and that's because I have so much faith and belief in the reboot as a product. Like I was following this, I did the water wash when it was a thing, but I've been pregnant or breastfeeding the entire time that the reboot has been going on. And that does not hinder my ability to still share authentically about the reboot through others' experiences. And like Allie was saying, she's pregnant and having her husband do it. I had my husband do it too, so that I have a story very close to me, like someone in my household has done it. And he had an amazing transformation. So if you're somebody out there who for some whatever reason can't do it right now, this does not mean don't share about the reboot, right? I'm going to give you some tools and tips about how you can still share about it regardless if you do it every single month. There's one of my promoters said she's done it 14 times. I'm like, what? It's crazy. So first thing is posting your testimonials. This is two parts. So I'm going to talk about your Facebook and Instagram stories really quick. So posting testimonials. If you're somebody who has had people that you coach through the reboot, you hopefully have gave them a great experience, right? So they've come to you and said, oh my gosh, I feel amazing after this. I totally broke this plateau, or, you know, I've never slept so good in my life, or I can finally keep control of my cravings and I don't go back to those cookies every night, whatever it is. You can be screenshotting those and using those on your stories. Now, I always protect people's identity because a common question is like, you know, are you putting people's stuff out there? No, I just white it out. You know, you can use that tool and it's still really great. Throw some little like moving characters on there that will draw people's attention. And then also posting about, like you were just saying, taking screenshots of when people purchase the reboot. So maybe people purchased the reboot back at the end of January and they said to you, I'm so excited, I need this so bad. Screenshotting that and saying, look, everyone's so excited to not eat for 60 hours starting on Sunday, and utilizing that in your story. So whether it be a testimonial or an excited person, use those in your story. So that's one thing. The second thing that you can do on stories is using before and after pictures. But this is something really important that I want you guys to listen to, is before and afters are great, but they become white noise if you're not focusing on the things that Nate and Katie were talking about, feelings. So what you might do is use the before and afters, and if you don't know where to find them, talk to your business partner. They will direct you towards where to find albums from other promoters and customers that have given us permission to use their before and afters. Use those and say, like, if I were to take Katie's, I'd be like, look at my friend Katie's results from the 60-hour fast. But what's really cool is how she feels after. She's a better mom now. She can take care of her kid better. She stops eating her kids' leftovers every night, like whatever it might be. Sharing a tidbit about how they feel now and how their life is different now that they've done the reboot. So
this is fire.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Using the before and after to draw them in, but then focusing on the way that the person feels after. Really, really cool distinction to have, you guys, is your language, right? Making sure if you're feeling lost or confused how to talk about the reboot, there's a really cool tool. And let me just look at it really quick. It is your refer code, okay, .pruvitnow.com/Keto Reboot, one word. So your refer code goes at the beginning. Pruvitnow.com/Keto Reboot is one word. That's where you can direct people to find videos, informational videos, and they can actually opt in to be notified about the next reboot. On that page, it says things like reset your metabolism by reprogramming your genes to run on fat for fuel, conquering your 60-hour reboot, control cravings, protect lean muscle mass. Like, it tells you exactly what to say and how to talk about the reboot. So use that if you're feeling stuck. Watch the videos of Rob and Dustin talking and use some of their language to make sure we're also being compliant when talking about this fast, right? Protecting ourselves. That's always really, really important. So that's an awesome tool to make sure your language is in check, that this isn't like a weight loss quick fix thing. Because, you know, I'll be honest, somebody said, I want to do the reboot before I go to Mexico. And I actually said, I actually really don't think that's a good idea. I think you should maybe do the reboot after you get back from Mexico so that you can, you know, start fresh and go back into your clean eating and all of that, you know. So really being aware of what the reboot is. Another awesome tool is to do a live interview. So going back to how I didn't do the reboot, but my husband did, I actually did a live interview with him, and it was a great tool to talk about the benefits of the reboot and how he felt before and after and what that meant for his life. How he was literally unable to control his sugar cravings, would down a bag of Skittles, no problem, would eat an entire package of Oreos, no problem, until he did the reboot and he realized how much he just goes to these snacky things and how bad his cravings were. And you know, he's a man, right? But it didn't matter that there was women, there was moms, there was like students, there was all sorts of people that were inspired by his story. So take somebody that you're close to in your community and interview them live on Facebook. It could be a dual live or somebody physically sitting next to you. Super, super cool. So I think that's it. I think the one little thing that I will say that Katie we were talking about before the call is with the before and afters, be sure that you're keeping those away from your personal page because Facebook just really doesn't like them right now. So utilizing this stuff on your stories where you can get away with a little bit more is going to be more beneficial because you can trickle it like a dripping sink, right? We have to have our sinks dripping right now in Wisconsin or our pipes will freeze. So like that dripping sink of reboot stuff over the next couple days or a week or whatever going into and coming out of the reboot so that when it goes for sale again, people have had multiple exposures to it. So couple minutes left. That is all I have.
And I would, oops, sorry. I was just thinking about this too, Nate. Like I would really, well, Nate, did you want to do call to action or do you want me to throw them in here? Because I kind of just got to now that I'm thinking about it. Doesn't matter.
Go for it.
Okay. So every call, guys, of course, we want to end it with a call to action. I'll kick it back over to Nate in a minute. But we want to be really intentional, like we were talking about. Like everything that we've been talking about the past couple of weeks. For sure, we're showing up with intent. I would say your focus is two different things right now, today, the second that this call ends. One, you are going to start determining how you're going to start sharing this through the weekend in a manner that's personal, that comes from feeling, that comes from what you're excited about. Share it with the different tips that Kelsi and I and Nate have shared. That's the first part. The second part is be ready beforehand. So have a notebook ready or have a note in your phone ready so you can start collecting names of people that are starting to express interest or ask questions, because this is something that you are not going to refer back to this until it becomes ready or until it becomes on the site again, really. Like you won't be able to necessarily connect someone with that reboot until it's actually available again. But these are people as well, think about it, that you can literally say, hey, yeah, no, the reboot's not available right now. It will be back. Like it's all based around pure therapeutic ketones before. What do you know about ketones or ketosis? Like go right into that conversation about 10 days. Don't get hung up that they can't get it yet because it's like a double whammy. You get to talk to them about ketones right then. You could share the campfire video. And then if they don't get a 10-day right then, if they do get a 10-day, regardless, they're still on your list for sales and they're definitely still on your list for the reboot. So make sure that you're ready for that versus trying to figure out who to talk to when those things come back. That's all I got, Nate.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie and Kelsi. Did anybody, like when Kelsi was telling the stories, like literally telling the stories, did anyone like feel fired up when she was telling those stories? Yeah, like couldn't you just feel that? And so do you guys see the power in telling stories to do with the reboot, whether it's your own, whether it's a teammates or somebody in our amazing community's story? Stories are where it's at, guys. And so I want to thank you guys. Love this call. I think we all got a ton out of it. Took a ton of notes. Now, guys, stay tuned to your Pulse app because we're going into the busy time right now. We're crushing this reboot. Then we're going to Phoenix, a lot of us. And so there's going to be a ton of stuff on Pruvit social media. So keep your eyes and ears tuned to all our social media platforms and the Pulse app. For amazing things coming down. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. And we'll see you guys, tomorrow on the training, but we'll see you Monday as well on these calls. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Great weekend.